With rants and raves, you'll be okay. And today is your lucky day. It is rants and raves with Gary K.
Hey everyone, this is Gary K, and welcome back to another pre-InfoComm edition of my Rants and Raves video cast. We've been talking about all the big brands and the important brands that you need to take time out. You've got 700 booths on the show floor, but there's a few dozen that you need to make sure are on your list to go see. And every year, I can't imagine why you wouldn't go by and see the Planar booth. Steve Seminario is with me today. He's the Vice President of Product Marketing. First off, congratulations, Steve. You guys are just doing everything right the last 10 or so years, to be honest with you. And LED, you guys have really done well. You've sort of set the standard that everyone else tries to reach for.
Thanks a lot, Gary. That's high praise.
I mean, it's true. I mean, like, I see the 1.2 in your booth first, and then a couple of years later, I see it everywhere else. 0.9, a couple of years later, I see it everywhere else. 0.7, 0.6. I mean, you keep getting smaller and smaller, and then the different form factors. You do a really good job. And of course, you're in booth 2243. I doubt they can miss you because you're going to have some really cool. In fact, last year at InfoComm, I probably spent more time in your booth than any other booth. And I was mostly blown away by your XR stage and how you incorporated that into your booth and using your technology, the LED technology. What can we expect this year when we walk into your booth 2243 this year?
Yeah, well, we're going to have an XR booth yet again. Hopefully, we're learning more and more every year, so it'll be even better. The focus this year, it just so happens we have a lot of product introductions. So we have 4 new pretty major product introductions that sync up really well within InfoComm. So we'll be showing them all for the first time.
And obviously, I just wrote up a story today on the Pro series, and I think it's the Direct Light Pro. Is that right? Ultralight Pro. What is it called again?
Yeah. I mean, I'll just run through kind of quickly the products. So we have something called Luminate Ultra. It's an outdoor high brightness but very fine pixel density. It comes now in 1.2 millimeter, fully IP65 back and front. Really beautiful looking product.
That was the product that you had at CEDIA for the first time.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And that one was in a 1.5. This is 1.2. Yep. Just, again, a little finer pitch, but same category of product. There's a lot of interest in that. And then we have a product called UltraRes L136, which is a LED all-in-one full HD 136-inch diagonal. And so is that
21 by 9, or is that?
No, that one is 16 by 9. Right. It's just bigger, 136, and like all these all-in-ones, everything's incorporated and super easy to install, whether it's on the wall or in a rolling cart. Incorporates everything, including touch, and it's just a really interesting category. What cool thing we did there is we use the same electronics architecture that we have in our large format LCD that go from 49 to 98. So you just basically add this 136-inch thing that has same OSD, same UI, same
plug and
network
play
commands.
Yeah,
so it's kind of a cool story.
Yeah. Okay, so that's
then,
2.
The other one I'll mention, is the UltraRes W, which is the 21 by 9, 105-inch. Wide view, and we're seeing a lot of interest in that, of course, for video conferencing like the Microsoft Teams front row, but also it supports portrait for signage, and it has really good optically bonded glass and PCAP touch, like up to 50 touch points. And this 105, the height is the same as if this was like an 85-inch 16 by 9 display.
Okay, yeah.
With a really beautiful human size for just interactivity and touch. That's cool.
And it fills more of the room, the front of the room, so you get a little more immersive experience. So you don't have to use it for just video conferencing. I mean, you can use it to have your PowerPoint up as well as some widgets.
Or side by side, 16 by 9, all that's built in. Yeah, it's pretty useful display. And then, as you mentioned at the beginning, with Planar Direct Light Pro, this is a new fine pitch LED line for us, 09 to 18. But we're really focused on this one was we've seen a lot of customers just deploying fine pitch LED in all sorts of applications. So the goal was to increase the versatility and also increase the lifetime value. And so a lot of what we did, the features in there really go towards those two particular benefits.
And I noticed when I wrote up the story about this that it also comes packaged in a bunch of different form factors, including the complete.
Exactly. So we sell it in these completes, single part number, 16 by 9 wall that you're going to want to deploy, or fully customizable. One of the things that's new about it and adds to the versatility is it has 2 cabinet sizes. And what that allows you to do is if you're building larger walls, you're able to just use fewer cabinets, use fewer components. It also supports video transport that's 5x more bandwidth. And so again, just reduces the cabling, increases the video pipeline to the display, opens up a lot of possibilities, and just reduces the complexity and points of support that a customer would have to worry about over its lifetime. Plus, it does have this Planar Evercare limited lifetime warranty, so you're fully covered anyway.
You know more about LED than probably anybody I know in the industry. I mean, like you've lived it longer than anyone I know. What do you think? Where are we going to get? When do we get? I mean, obviously in the high end applications we're already there, but where do we get when the typical higher education bid is considering LED in every single classroom, or the typical average meeting room? I mean, we're getting kind of close to that now, because it seems to me that you're making a decision between a 3-year investment and a 20-year investment when you compare LED to projection or other flat panel technologies in some cases.
Right. And, as we've seen the price points keep coming down, I mean, this all-in-one category that I mentioned is a product like that. I mean, they're priced very aggressively. Yeah. It's a very crowded market. So there's a lot of alternatives. It's simple to deploy, simple to use. And so products like that will really make it a lot more popular in those environments.
Well, you mentioned there's a lot of companies out there. I think the big difference in Planar and what y'all offer is the local support, which makes a big difference. Because, and by the way, interestingly enough, you are one of the largest suppliers in the world too. So you are a big supplier, but also have local support. And I think one of the things you have to consider when deploying LED is when something goes wrong, or you have a need to upgrade or change something, how easy or is that even going to be possible?
Yeah, I mean, the technology is better. It's super modular, so it's inexpensive and simple to repair, but you still have to have people to do it,
right?
And an organization that stands behind it. So we try to do that.
Yeah, and of course you can see everything at planar.com. Everything's already out now by the time you watch this video cast, but definitely go by the booth 2243 at InfoComm. See Steve and his team. Check out the XR set. That's always a cool demo. And also make sure you take a look at the fine, or, I don't know what you call fine pitch. When you get all the way down to the, what's the smallest we're going to see at this year's InfoComm, just out of
0.6. Yeah. 0.6.
Okay. Yeah. So that's going to be, that's amazing. I mean, now we're at a lower dot pitch at a normal viewing distance than you are with LCD. Really. I mean, right. LED is a higher perceived resolution. So now we've crossed that. And of course the colorimetry and the lifetime you get out of it is obviously well documented. Well, Steve, I really appreciate you joining me. Steve Seminaria, the Vice President of Product Marketing at Planar. Check them out at booth 2243. And of course, all of our InfoComm coverage is at ravepubs.com/InfoComm. Everyone, thanks for joining us, Steve. And thank you for your time.
Thanks, Gary.
With